Hariom, let us start. Hariom, let us start. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat, Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sinduraruna Vigraham Tranayanam Manikyamauli Spura Tara Nayaka Shekaram Smidamukhi Mabina Vatsoruham Anivya Malibuna Ratna Charagam Raktotpalam Bipratim Saumyam Ratna Gadasta Rakta Charanam Dhyayet Paramambigam Dhyayet Padmasanastam Vikasitavadanam Padmavatraya Hemavam Pidavastram Karagalidalazat Hema Padmam Varangim Sarvalankara Yuktam Satatamamayadam Bhaktanam Rambhavanim Shri Vidyam Shantamurtim Sagalasuranudam Sarvasamvat Pradatrim Sagunguma Vilevanam Aliga Chumbikasturikam Samandasidekshanam Sacharajavavashangusham Ashesha Mohini Marunamalya Bhushojvalam Java Guzmamasuram Japavidau Smaredam Bigam Arunam Karunadarangi Dradavashangusha Pushpavana Chapam Animadi Viravradam Mayukai Ahamityeva Vibhavage Maheshi. Om Parashakti Namaha, Om Parashakti Namaha, Om Parashakti Namaha. So today we're going from 946 till 960. Let us start. Om Panchayajna Priyaye Namaha, Om Panchapreda Manjadishayinye Namaha, Om Panchamye Namaha, Om Panchabhuteshye Namaha, Om Panchasankhyopacharinye Namaha, Om Shashvatye Namaha, Om Shashvadaishwaryaye Namaha, Om Sharmadaye Namaha, Om Shambhumohinye Namaha, Om Dharaye Namaha, Om Dharasudaye Namaha, Om Dhanyaye Namaha, Om Dharmavandanye Namaha, Om Dharmavardhinye Namaha, Om Lokatitaye Namaha. So the first name is Om Panchayajna Priyaye Namaha. So this refers to Devi as one who is fond of the 5 types of sacrifices. The 5 types of sacrifices. So there are different types of sacrifices depending on which form of sacrifice you want to look at. So if you look at it from a Pancha Mahayajna perspective, which is what the daily householders can do, you have the Deva Yajna, then you have the Rishi or Brahma Yajna, then you have the Pitri Yajna, we have the Manushya Yajna, and we have the Buddha Yajna. So the Deva Yajna is aimed at the deities. Deva Yajna is aimed at the deities. It's offering made to the deities. The Brahma Yajna or the Rishi Yajna is the offering to the sages who are those who are studying and teaching sacred texts. And the Pitri Yajna is the offering to the ancestors. Manushya Yajna is offering to fellow humans, so charity, hospitality, feeding of guests, etc. That is Manushya Yajna. And the Bhuta Yajna is the offering to other living creatures like feeding animals, birds, and preserving nature. So this concept is called as the Pancha Mahayajna. Now you have further yajnas, you have the concepts as per the devas, it is called as the Srauta Yajna. These are the Srauta Yajna, which is again the Pancha Yajnas. So in this you have the Agnihotra, which is the daily fire ritual, Then we have Darsha Purnamasa, which is the rituals performed on both the new moon and the full moon days. Then you have the Chaturmasya. Chaturmasya is performed every 4 months. Then you have the Pashu Yajna or the Go Yajna, which is animal sacrifices. It is not necessarily animal sacrifices, it is the sacrificing of one's own animalistic passion and ego. So that is called as the Pashu Yajna or the Go Yajna. Then you have the Soma Yajna, which is the high level spiritual offerings, which is associated with cosmic progress. So that is what this refers to. These are also the Pancha Yajnas. Now there are even more Pancha Yajnas which we can cover. There is this text called as the Pancha Ratragama. In this you have Abhigamana, which is approaching God, which is one form of yajna. Then Upadana, which is collecting materials for worship. Swadhyaya, which is the study of scriptures. Ijya, which is worship. And Yoga, which is meditation. So this is also a form of Pancha Yajna. You have the Kaulagama. As per Kaulagama, the Pancha Yajna is Kevala, Yamala, Mishra, Chakrayuga, and Veera Sangraha. So this is also called as the Pancha Yajna. Then as per the Brihantantra Kaumudi, you have the Pancha Yajna as Aturi, Sautaki, Daurbodhi, Trasi Sadhana, and Bhavini. So this is again the Pancha Yajna. So the 5 sacrifices is also defined as worshipping the moon, earth, sky, man and woman. So all these are different forms of the Pancha Yajna. Now who is Devi? Devi likes all these Pancha Yajnas. Whichever form of Yajna you are following, Devi likes all these forms of Pancha Yajnas. Whichever Pancha Yajnas we have mentioned, these are all very dear to Devi. Devi likes all these Pancha Yajnas. 947. Om Panchapreda Manjadishainyai Namaha. Om Panchapreda Manjadishainyai Namaha. So, she who reclines on a couch made of the 5 corpses. Panchapreda Manjadishayini. So, she is reclining on these couches. So, you have, if you look at Devi's couch, this couch has Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra and Ishvara. These are the 4 legs of the couch on which Devi is residing or sitting. And the mattress is Sadashiva. So Tripura Sundari rests on that couch. The thing is, if you look at these 4 people who are making the 4 legs, all these people are in a state of deep meditation. Now, if you are not in a state of deep meditation, what will happen? You will be constantly moving. When you are constantly moving, who is sitting on that couch? Devi is sitting on that couch. So, if you are constantly moving, that couch will become unstable. So, that is something that we should remember. It is a state of complete silence and complete stillness that all these divinities are actually going through, and they are completely motionless and corpse like. They are completely motionless and corpse like, and because they are corpse like, they are referred to as pancha pretas, like corpses. So Bhaskaracharya says that on the great and auspicious couch, whose pillow is the great Ishana, whose legs are Brahma and others, and whose mattress is Sadashiva, reclines the great Tripura Sundari, the great Devi. Shankara also says in Saundarya Lahari, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, and Ishvara became the legs of your couch, and Sadashiva became the pure white sheet. So this is what this is referring to as Pancha Preda Manjadi Shainyai Namaha, which is referring to Devi as somebody who's resting on those four legs, which is basically Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, and Ishvara, with Sadashiva as the mattress. What a beautiful description of the asana of Devi. Pancha Preda Manjadi Shainyai Namaha. 948. Om Panchamyai Namaha. So she who is the fifth, Panchami refers to fifth. So whenever 5 is involved, this is referring to Devi, she who is the fifth. Now after Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra and Ishvara comes Sadashiva. Sadashiva is the fifth. Yeah, referring to Sadashiva, who is the mattress. So Sadashiva is the fifth, and Devi is Sadashiva's wife, and therefore she is called as Panchami. She is the fifth of the Lord. Now, if you look at the Saptamatrigas, the Saptamatrigas are Brahmani, Maheshwari, Kaumari, Vaishnavi, Varahi, Indrani, and Chamundi. These are the Saptamatrigas. Now, if you look at any depiction of Saptamatrigas, they are aligned together, they are not shown separately. If you look at any of the Pratishthas of the Saptamatrikas, all these Pratishthas will show all the 7 Devis together. On one side of the Saptamatrikas will be Lord Ganesha, and the other side will be Lord Shiva in the Rudra Rupa, which is basically going to be protecting these Saptamatrikas. So these Saptamatrikas, out of these Saptamatrikas, the 5th Saptamatrika is Varahi. So she is the 5th Matrika, which is Panchami, and therefore she is also called as Varahi, which is the female form of Varaha Rupa, which is the boar option, the boar avatara of Lord Vishnu. Now Panchami is also referring to the 5th state. What is the 5th state? The 5th state is the state of Turyatita. So what are the other states? You have Jagrit, Swapna, Sushupti, Turya, and this is Turyatita. This is beyond the state of Turya. So this is also called as the 5th state, and Devi is called as Panchami, which is referring to the 5th state. So that is the Panchamyai Namaha. 949. Om Panchabhuteshyai Namaha. Om Panchabhuteshyai Namaha. So she is the goddess of the 5 elements, Pancha Bhuteshi. So who are these Bhutas? We all know Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jala and Prithvi. This is the Panchabhutas. So she is the Devi of these 5, or the goddess of the 5 elements. So Panchabhuta means those that originate from the 5 elements, and Ishi is referring to the goddess. So this is also referring to the 5 gems, and each of these gems are associated with the elements. So Indranila is a blue and black gem which is associated with the earth. Then the Mautika, which is a pearl which is from water, Kaustubha, which comes from fire, Vaidurya from air, and Pushparaga, which is a red gem which originates from the sky. So Devi wears an ornament decked with these gems, and therefore she is also called as Vaijayanti. Vaijayanti, that is another name for Devi. Such a beautiful name. Now depending on your stars, depending on the position of your stars, your astrologer will say that you can wear this particular gem. So don't turn around and wear any gem that you think. So they say that Indranila is very auspicious, but that does not mean that you wear Indranila, because Indranila is associated with your particular planetary position. So please speak to a gemologist, somebody who knows what he is talking about, or an astrologer, and you will be able to determine which gem is applicable for you. 950. Om Pancha Sankhyopacharinye Namaha. So she is Sankhya, Pancha Sankhya. Sankhya is the count. Upacharini. Upacharini means she is worshipped. So she is worshipped using the 5 objects of worship. So what are these 5 objects of worship? These 5 objects of worship are Gandha, Pushpa, Dhupa, Deepa, and Naivedya. These are the 5 objects with which you can worship Devi. So Gandha refers to the earth, Pushpa refers to either, Dhupa refers to air, Deepa refers to Agni, and Naivedya refers to the Jala, which is again referring to the Panchabhutas. So this is also referring to these Panchabhutas. With these Panchabhutas, we worship Devi. So this is also another perspective. But there is a further philosophical aspect to it, which is that it is not just these 5 physical aspects with which you worship Devi. You worship Devi with 5 qualities. What are these 5 qualities? Ahimsa, Indriya Nigraha, Daya, Kshama, and Jnana. So this is again going back to the Yama. Again going back to the Yama concept, where we offer everything and learn how to have better qualities within us. And which are these qualities? Ahimsa, Indriya Nigraha, or control of your senses, Daya, which is kindness, Kshama, which is patience, and Jnana, which is knowledge. So you offer these at the feet of Lalitha Tripurasundari Devi. So this is the way you can worship her using the 5 objects of worship. Om Shashwatyai Namaha. The name is Shashwati. Shashwati. So what does this name means? Shashwati refers to Devi who is eternal. She is permanent. She is never ending. She is eternal, she is permanent, she is never ending. She is called eternal as she remains without change, and whatever state, right through the process of creation, preservation, dissolution, destruction, right there, she is there without changing state. She is constant and she is eternal. Therefore, she is called as Shashwati. She is one who is worshipped eternally. So this is a very beautiful name describing the quality of Devi. 952. Om Shashvadaishwaryayai Namaha. So Shashvadaishwarya means one who holds eternal sovereignty and prosperity. It's pulling on the earlier name as well. So she's one who grants eternal sovereignty and prosperity, and she holds on to it. It does not dissolve from her, even if she grants that prosperity to her devotees, which she will. She grants sovereignty to devotees. That nothing, it is not going to be depleted from her, because she is Shashwati. It calls on the previous name as well. Now, this wealth that she has is an imperishable wealth. It is not something that is going to be dissolved or destroyed over a period of time. And she grants Iha and Para. What is Iha? Iha is referring to worldly comforts, and Para is referring to spiritual growth. So these 2 aspects are granted by Devi. So this is what is referred to in this particular name. 952. Om Shashvadaishwaryayai Namaha. 953. Om Sharmadayai Namaha. So she is the giver of happiness. She gives happiness to all those who approach her. Devi gives happiness, and this happiness is untouched by afflictions or anxiety of danger. So there is no question of any form of danger affecting that particular happiness. That happiness is permanent happiness. It is constant there. You will not be affected by any form of danger. So praying to Devi is like providing a kavach around those devotees. And she ensures that there is no question of any form of sadness. So nothing is going to impact devotees of Lalitha Tripura Sundari Devi. 954. Om Shambhu Mohinyai Namaha. Om Shambhu Mohinyai Namaha. So she is Shambhu Mohini. She who deludes whom? Lord Shiva, Shambhu. She is the person who is able to even take Shambhu out of his meditation. So who is Shiva? Shiva is the enemy of Kama, the Lord of desire. The Devi's beauty is sufficient to spark desire even in that person who killed Kama. Shiva destroyed Kama with his third eye. And despite that, Devi is able to spark desire in Shiva also. Now, Shiva looks at Devi and he falls for her, not just her external beauty, he falls for her internal beauty as well. So she draws Shiva out of the state of static consciousness and ascetic meditation. Yeah. So what does she do that for? In order to engage in the cosmic leela, the cosmic sport of creation. So that is what she draws Shiva out from and ensures that Shiva participates in the divine dance, in the cosmic leela of creation. So that is what happens there. But then there is the aspect of Devi's internal beauty is also referred to here, which is being described by Kalidasa in the 5th chapter of the Kumara Sambhava. In the 5th chapter of Kumara Sambhava, he talks about this, and what Parvati does in that case is that she rejects material comforts to embrace a life of rigid asceticism and internal strength, spiritual resolve, and overcomes the physical limitations. So that is what she does. So that is the internal beauty of Devi, of Parvati, which is referred to in this particular aspect which Kalidasa wrote in Kumara Sambhava. Talks of the internal beauty of Lalitha Tripura Sundari Devi in the form of Parvati. 955. Om Dharayai Namaha. Om Dharayai Namaha. Dhara, she who is Mother Earth. So she is in the form of the earth element, and Dhara is somebody who actually supports the earth. So whereas if you look at the body, if you look at all the chakras, the earth element of the body is at the Mooladhara chakra, which is the Prithvi Tattva, is the Mooladhara chakra, which is the support of all. So Devi bears the cosmic bodies on her fingertips. Just on her fingertips, she is bearing all the cosmic bodies, and therefore she is called as Dharha, somebody who carries, one who carries. Now, the name, according to Mantra Shastra, Dhara has got, there is a, if you remember, we have covered this aspect as well. You have the Bija Mantras. The Bija Mantras of the earth element is called as Lam. The Bija Mantra of the earth element is Lam, and as the Bija Mantra, Devi anchors the universe into physical existence. And Bhaskaracharya says that the syllable La is the goddess earth with mountains and forests, the essence of holy places of pilgrimage, and blessed with all the Shakti Pitas. So the name Lam or the syllable Lam refers to the Dhara aspect or the earth aspect, and this particular earth aspect or Lam is also associated with the Mooladhara and Mooladhara chakra. That is the area where Lam is associated with. 956. Om Dharasutaye Namaha. So Dharasuta means Dhara Suta. Dhara is referring to, in this case, to the mountain. So she is the daughter of Dhara, which is Himavat. She is the daughter of Himavat, therefore she is called Parvati. Now, there is another name of Dharasuta, another meaning of Dharasuta, which is referring to Sita Maya. Sita Maya is also another literal meaning of Dharasuta. So, for that, we should understand how Sita was discovered. Sita was not born. So, what happened was there was a Janaka, the king of Mithila, was aware that there was a drought in Mithilapuri. There was a severe drought in Mithilapuri, and he prayed to Indra for rains. And when he prayed to Indra for rains, he was told by the rishis that he has to conduct a yajna. And as part of the yajna, he was told to go and plow the fields. He was told to go and plow the fields. And when he plowed the fields, what he did was he used a plow, and the blade of that plow is called as Sita. That blade of that plow is called as Sita. When he struck the plow into the field, at that point in time, it struck something. So he thought it was a stone, but it was actually a golden casket. It was a golden casket, and he took the golden casket out, and as he opened it, he found Sita Maya, a newborn child who was inside this. And because she was born at the stroke of that particular plow, she is called as Sita. As he opened up the casket and lifted the casket up, there was an ethereal voice that came from the skies that said that her name is going to be Sita, and the drought was ended with showers pouring down from the sky. So this is what the cosmic announcement happened. So therefore, she is also called as Dharasuta, somebody who came because of the from the earth. So she's called as Dharasuta, which is Sita Maya. So this is another interpretation as well. It is not in connection with the Lalitha Sahasranamam, but it is an interpretation of the literal name of Dharasuta. 957. Om Dhanyayai Namaha. Om Dhanyayai Namaha. So she is a person who possesses great wealth. She was extremely blessed. She is the person, she is the form of gratitude. She is the source of peace and gratitude. She elevates ordinary beings into spiritual souls. So these are all the names or the meanings of the word Dhanya. There are several more meanings. Now, if you look at the Jyotisha Shastra, in the Jyotisha Shastra, the third yogini in Jyotisha Shastra is called as Dhanya. The third yogini in Jyotisha Shastra is called as Dhanya. So who are the other yoginis? Again, you might want to understand that. You have Mangala, which is referring to the moon, which is for a period of 1 year. Then you have Pingala, which refers to the sun, which is for a period of 2 years. Then Dhanya, which is the third yogini, which is representing Jupiter, which is for 3 years. Then you have Bhramari, which is representing Mars, which is for 4 years. Then you have Badrika, which is Mercury, representing which is for a period of 5 years. Then Ulka, which is representing Saturn for a period of 6 years. Siddha, which is representing Venus for 7 years. And Sankata, which is Rahu, Sankata Devi, which is representing Rahu for a period of 8 years, a total of 36 years, which is the cycle as per Jyotisha Shastra. So she is referring to, this particular Dhanya Devi is representing Jupiter or Guru. She is extremely auspicious. It occurs for a period of 3 years. Now, there are further aspects related to the name Dhanya. Bhaskaracharya quotes from Bhavishyottara Purana saying that there are 4 kinds of thought that arise in persons who are near death, which is why we talk of the same thing again and again and again. So when you are nearing death, the thought process must be absolutely correct. Which are these thoughts? You have Artha, Raudra, Dhanya and Shukla. Again Dhanya comes in here. So Artha, Raudra, Dhanya and Shukla. Artha is the thoughts concerning wealth, the anxiety over house, wife or spouse. clothes and other possessions. So if you are materialistic in your approach, that particular thought process at the time of death, I don't know whether people will still have that at the time of death, but if you have that thought process, oh, what am I going to wear at the time of death? So that thought process is there, then it is a problem. That thought process at the time of death is called as arthra. Then these delusions generally happen due to Maya. Then Raudra is thoughts concerning physical and mental wounds, torture and afflictions that have occurred. So you're lying in your deathbed and you're having your past life in slow motion happening. Oh, this person did this to me, this person did this to me, I went through this much pain. If all those thoughts are going through your mind, that state of mind is called as Raudra. Now, Dhanya is the meditation on the meaning of the Upanishads. So you're lying in your deathbed. If you're meditating on the Upanishads, you're thinking of the Ramayana, you're thinking of the Mahabharata, you're thinking of all those good things, Bhagavad Gita, all these aspects are going through your mind. That state of mind when you are in your deathbed is called as Dhanya. Then, and the final stage is called as Shukla, which is one pointed meditation on dispassion based in yoga and the freedom of temptation from senses, temptation of the senses. So if that is the state where you're completely aligned with the Almighty and you're completely free from the temptation of the senses, you're completely having a state of meditation while in your deathbed, that state is called as the Shukla state. So those who die with the arthra thoughts, now this is something that we need to understand. If you die with these thoughts, the arthra thoughts, then you will be reborn in lower forms as birds or animals. You will be reborn as birds or animals. So remember, as far as our Sanatana Dharma is concerned, you will have a rebirth unless you go beyond into moksha, into state of moksha prapti. If you are going to be reborn and you have these thoughts of all these, this Maya related thoughts at the time of death, then the chances that you will be born as a lower form, as a bird or an animal. Now, if you have Raudra thoughts, this is even worse. You will be found in an even lower form as an insect or a worm. You will get crushed in quick time. So so you might end up as a mosquito in Kochi and somebody will come and finish you in that one instant. If you have the Raudra thoughts at the time of death. Now, Dhanya thought at the time of death leads to the world of the Devas. So, Dhanya thought, when you are having the right thoughts at the time of death, you will lead to the world of Devas. And those who die engaged in Shukla meditation attain the supreme state, which is the state of moksha, without rebirth. So, now you will have to decide when you are at the time of death, what should go through your mind. What should go through your mind? So that is why we say that at every point, don't think of this, don't think of that, think of Narayana, think of Devi, think of Lalitha Sahasranamam, think of Shiva, think of whoever your Ishtadevata is, but think of those gods, because that is what is going to give you your moksha. Moksha prapti is going to happen only through those aspects. So the mind should be trained at least in the course of dhyana early in life. Early we'll start this, at least start with dhyana. If not going to the Shukla state, at least come into the state of dhyana. So rather than, which is what we talk about. You are saying the Vishnu Sahasranamam or the Lalitha Sahasranamam, Om Vishwam Vishnu Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhave Prabhu, and then have you switched off the the gas? Have you switched off the gas? That cooker is working. I can hear the cooker sound. Switch off the gas. So there is no single pointed focus. That is not there. Your mind is going here and there. That sort of a state should not be there. You should be able to overcome that state, and the best way to do that is to focus on aspects related to the devatas. Yeah, the mind. So this particular path, if you start with Dhanya, that is not a difficult path. Then Devi is called as Dhanya. Her form celebrated as Dhanya can be easily fixed in the mind. So she is called as Om Dhanyagye Namaha. 958. Om Dharminyai Namaha. Om Dharminyai Namaha. The name is Dharmini, she who is righteous. So the virtues are the great men of every age practice. So you have all these virtues related to Dharma. What are these virtues? Truth, forbearance, abidance in moral values, and renunciation. All these virtues are called as Dharma. So this Dharma is what guides society, and Devi abides in these aspects related to Dharma. And because she abides in these aspects related to Dharma, she is called as Dharmini. So she says, I am born in every age for the preservation of righteousness, says Devi. So Devi fulfills that particular vow related to Dharma, Dharmini. Om Dharminyai Namaha. 959. Om Dharma Vardhinyai Namaha. Om Dharma Vardhinyai Namaha. So she is a person who promotes Dharma. Dharma Vardhini. So she promotes Dharma. So Dharma, see, like we said, is Dharma is there, but it's not there. It is not necessary that it is there always. There will be states in society, situations in society where Dharma will fail or Dharma will not be existent. Now that is when Lord Krishna says that I will be born. When Dharma falls or Dharma fails, I will come back into this planet. I will incarnate once again to ensure that Dharma is upheld. So that is what Lord Krishna says. So Dharma flows everywhere, but the society, it's not completely lacking. At the same time, there are areas where it is necessary to uphold Dharma. So like they say that the fire in the embers, it will be smoldering, and from time to time it will burst forth and burn brightly, shedding warmth and light. So the control of senses, purity, auspiciousness and devotion are the Dharma of whom Lord Shiva, Devi and Surya, which is referring to the sun. 960. Om Lokatitaye Namaha. So she who transcends the worlds, Loka Atita. Om Loka Atita. So she transcends the worlds, she transcends all the worlds, from the world of Indra to the world of Vishnu. And where does she reside? She resides in Maha Kailasa. So this is where Devi resides. So she is Lokatita. She is going well beyond all the words. In fact, we have so many other names. She is not just Lokatita, she is Gunatita, and she goes even beyond to say that she is Sarvatita. She is well beyond that into the extreme aspect. She's the Atita of everything that is there. So these are two more names which we will cover on Monday. Monday we will do from 961 till 975. Tuesday we will do from 976 till 990, and Wednesday we will do from 991 till 1000, the last 10 names of Devi. So I would request all of you to please be present. Please try and understand those last names. These last names are not very difficult, but at the same time it is the conclusion, it is the climactic ending to the Lalitha Sahasranamam. So please try and be present for these last names. Whatever your preoccupations, try and join in at 7:30 in the evening. I offer these words at the lotus feet of Lalitha Tripura Sundari Devi. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Lokaha Samastaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Karacharana Kridam va Kayajam Karmajam va Shravananayanajam va Manasam va Paradam Vedam Avedam va Sarvameda Kshamasva. Jaya Jaya Karunabde Shri Mahadeva Shambho. जय जय करुणाब्दे श्री महादेव शंभो, जय जय करुणाब्दे श्री महादेव शंभो। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।